TV, our second video, we're going to talk about how to put a vinyl onto the back of a tank. So on the back side of the tank, a lot of people don't know what to put on there. Some people don't put anything, but if you put your tank on the back wall, if you don't put anything to cover the back of the tank, you're just going to see right through whatever that's on the back wall. So it's good to put something behind the tank so it hides the back wall. And if you have any cords or anything hanging from the back of the tank, it hides all that also. So for the marine people, we use a lot of black or blue vinyl. Some people will buy some pictures at the big box stores and they put tape on it, they hold it there and that's it. But it doesn't look as good as putting a vinyl right on there. Now putting on vinyl is not very difficult at all. So we're just going to show you how it's done. As you can see, this tank has been drilled, so we have two holes here for the overflow and one over here for the return. So we're going to put the vinyl over this and show you how it's done. Alright, so tools that you're going to need to put vinyl on. First thing is a squeegee. Second thing is a spray bottle with soap. Obviously you're going to need your vinyl. This is our vinyl here. And you're also going to need a X-Acto knife or a box cutter knife to trim the vinyl off the tank. First thing we're going to do is clean the back of the tank. If you don't clean the back of the tank, if you have any little speckle of dust or piece of hair, it's going to show on your vinyl, which is going to make like a little bubble on your vinyl. So it's very important that this back of the glass here, wherever you're going to put your vinyl, is squeaky clean. So we're just going to take the water with the soap, we're just going to spray that all over. There you go. Now you notice I put this on the table. This is my frag table, so it has a drain that goes into a bucket here. I got a sink here. So it's good if you're going to do this on the floor or whatever, that you put a towel maybe on the ground because you're going to get a lot of soapy water on there. So once I spread it all over the place, I just take my squeegee and I remove, clean that glass really good. There you go. So the glass is nice and clean. Now, because I drilled a tank on the inside of the tank, you may see on the video, it looks dirty, but it's on the inside, not on the outside of the tank. All right, so what we've done, we cut a piece of this vinyl. You need to make sure when you cut this piece of vinyl that you actually cut it bigger than the tank itself or the surface that you're going to put it on. So as you can see here, this tank here, I'm on the outside, the edges, and the top and the bottom are on the outside. So whatever axis I'm going to use is I'm going to cut it off the tank. Don't try to cut your vinyl and have it fit nice and square on your tank. Make sure you have access on it and you cut the vinyl off the tank. Don't cut it before. First thing you need to do when you take your vinyl is actually when you peel it off, you need to spray the soap water on the sticky side of the vinyl. So you're not going to have, if it folds on or whatever, it's easy to remove and your fingerprints are not going to stick to it also. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going in here, so I'm going to start peeling that off. So I take the spray bottle and I spray soapy water on there. And I just keep on peeling it off. That. Then where it's wet with the soap, I'm able to touch it with my hands. It's not going to affect the glue at all. Just keep peeling it down. As you can see, my vinyl went on the sticky side. Because it's wet, I'm able to remove it nice and easy. Just going to continue on. Get the paper off. Spray that before it touches. There you go. Okay, so we get the vinyl all wet. Now we need to wet the surface of the area where we're going to put the vinyl. So we take your spray bottle. You got to put lots of it, lots, until it drips all the way down. That's why it's important that you put something at the bottom here, a towel or whatever for your workbench. Make sure that it soaks up all your spray. So now we're going to take our vinyl and I'm going to slap it on. Alright, so we have our vinyl. Here it is. So because it's wet here and it's wet on the vinyl, it's easy to move around. Because it's wet, I'll be able to move the vinyl around on the glass without it sticking on it. So I'm just going to put this right over there. There we go. So the important thing is we want to remove all the bubbles. So you can see I have a lot of access on that side, a lot of access here. I have my access at the bottom, access at the top. So we're good. Next thing is, I'm going to spray more soapy water on the surface of the vinyl. If I don't spray any surface on the vinyl, I may rip the vinyl with a squeegee or a card if I get some stubborn bubbles out there. So I spray nicely, put a little coat on the vinyl. Now if I notice I have any particles in between the glass and the vinyl, I'm able to remove it easy because it's all wet, clean it off, respray, and there I go. So we're going to go from top to bottom with the squeegee. So you want to remove as much soapy water as possible and the bubbles. This will make a nice finish on the back of the glass. Go. All the excess water is going to come down at the bottom there. Top. Bottom. Now, so right here I have 3 bubbles that I want to remove. So I'm going to take my credit card. Well, actually it's not a credit card, it's a season pass card. Anyway, I'm just going to wet it with soapy water. Take this and we'll wipe it off. Boom. Done. Alright, so our surface is nice. I looked on the other side, there's no bubbles. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start cutting off the sides. We do the sides first before doing the top and bottom. With my X-Acto knife, we're going to cut those off. But you got to make sure you let it dry first because I don't want it to move on me. So that's what we're going to do. So you just take your X-Acto knife, just cut there, and then you want to follow the edge of the aquarium. Put your blade in an angle, makes it a lot easier. So now we're going to trim the bottom. We did the sides, so now we're going to do the bottom. We just take the card and we want to push the vinyl inside the trim. There's a black trim on this tank, so you want to push the vinyl inside of there. I'm going to take my X-Acto knife, I'm going to cut on the inside. If I don't do that, if I try to cut it flush like this, I may go crooked and it's going to show on the other side. So now we trim the top just a little bit. We left a little bit there, so we're going to take the card and the knife and we're just going to trim it. Put the card right up there, put the knife right against the card, and just trim it right across. Over there now I got a nice straight line that fits the aquarium. Chop that off. There. Just peel it off. And voila! Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to cut the holes where's the, we're going to put the plumbing for the overflow box in return. So what I want to do, I want to find a hole. I just want to make like a cross cut. In there, just like that. Same thing with the other one. Then I just cut around the hole. So that's why I make it little like an X. I can take piece by piece off. I'm not trying to do the full circle at once. The overflow box section is not a big deal because the box is actually going to hide it if you screw up. But on the return, you need to make sure that you've got that down to a science, because you'll see it on the return side. There you go. There, there's one hole done. Episode highlight, Camohaira baleni from ORA. A beautiful fish that you can add to any size of aquarium, 30 gallons and up, that is. This fish actually has fangs, so which are venomous, and they use that for defense. If a big fish comes over, tries to swallow them, they'll bite inside of the big fish to be released and swim out of the bone. So these are great fish. They are actually reef safe, so they're safe with inverts and corals. And these are all tank raised from ORA.